So branding, I see you out there a lot. Talk about the importance of branding in general as you're a new franchise, and I think you had good branding. I'm guessing you had good branding before you were a franchisor.
Well, I giggle
talk
because
about personal
we
branding
didn't.
as well.
You
Well,
didn't. No, I'm just thinking of the old days of our Instagram. Don't go to 2021 and look at our Instagram videos. They're
George has some
everybody's
class-
going there right now.
George has some good ones. Eric, you got to go back. There's some good ones there.
No, but I think right off the bat, and Eric, I think one of the things me and Austin realized early on is, great, we got an FTD done, but what do we do now? We're not franchise experts, right? We had gone and done a friends and family round to do the 7 locations, but we knew in order for us to do this right, we had to bring in the right people to help us with that. So we raised a Series A, right? And our Series A went to hiring 70 plus people just for corporate, right? We are not an area developer company. We sell directly to franchisees, and as a franchisor, it's our responsibility to support them in order to be successful. And so right off the bat, for us, we brought on 2 people, Scott Shoebigger and James Herlock. James Herlock had been the chief partnership officer and F45, and he was the CEO of their yoga concept. And Scott Shoebigger, 40 plus years of franchise experience, whether it be Snap Fitness to QSR. I mean, he's done it all, right? And so, for us, it was very important to figure out, these 2 people could come and help us. And so we were going to pick one or the other. And ultimately we're like, we got to bring on both, because James had a vision of what our brand should look and feel like, right? So even though he was a chief partnership officer at F45, we made him chief brand officer because he knew right off the bat. I mean, he tells us now, but when he walked into the clubs, it's like, whoa, we got a lot of work to do here. And we thought we had the best clubs in the country. And so, we went through not only updating the clubs, but what the club represents. What does the Picklr represent, right? And we wanted to be a lifestyle brand. We wanted to be we call it here internally the third place, right? It's your work, it's your home, it's the Picklr. And so for us, everything that we think about, we internalize our 3 pillars, which is connect, ink, and compete, right? Everything that we do and think about is how do we, everything from our programming to the people we bring, how can they apply those 3 pillars into everything that we're doing? And then we went in and created this foundation. And to build a brand, you have to spend some money, right? We are at F1, for heaven's sakes. Like, we had no business being at F1 Austin. Like but it made sense. The fastest growing sport meets the fastest sport, right? And had 3,000 people come play pickleball in 3 days. It's like, we'd say, hey, the race is starting. Go watch the race, for heaven's sakes. Like, you paid thousands of dollars to be here, and they just wanted to play pickleball, right? And so we started to realize that we had such a strong brand presence because pickleball is for everyone. And how do we ensure that it can be a lifestyle? It can be part of your community, right? Pickleball, as you know, I mean, for heaven's sakes, you went to Denver to go play in a tournament. Who does that? and so we're very fortunate too with the community that supports us, and they help represent the brand too. And we always wanted to make sure that those 3 things, connect, ink, and compete, push us in everything that we do when it comes to brand.
Let's talk about that growth capital. You said friends and family round. So
yeah,
a lot of emerging brands out there are going to do like a friends and family round, or they're just going to bootstrap it. And to have any scale, they need to have a decent chunk of change in their bank account ready to scale it. And that's one of the things that we look at with the brands that we end up working with, is they need to have some deep enough pockets. And we have the ability to provide capital at different times if needed, but we want them to be able to put in a decent amount of their own capital. So that's one way to do it. Another way to do it is that friends and family, or another way to do it is just grow really slow, which it sounds good, but at some point, the franchisors, you need to have some scale to make that franchisor doing well financially. It's hard to do it when you're adding, 5 new franchisees a year. Now, maybe starting out that way is okay, but let's go to the friends and family round. What can you tell me about what that actually looked like, how much you raised, what the terms were, why you did it. So I ask you those specific questions, but tell me what you're comfortable telling me. If you're not comfortable getting into certain details, that's totally fine.
No, I mean, so me and George bootstrapped the first location ourselves, and kind of bootstrapped the second location. But there was like a long construction timeline. Our second location would be St. George, Utah. But there was a year of re-upping the building. Like, just, we had to move columns. We had to move, like, there was a lot of work for that building. So, but we met an individual that was interested in a business next to ours called T-Box. It was a golf simulator company. And when he walked in to go meet with that person to invest in T-Box, he saw what we were doing and he said, "Who are those guys? That's what I'm interested in." Right. And so we
big golf guy too.
Big golf guy. So we met Carter, and Carter connected with us with a handful of his kind of friends and family. We had other friends and family for me and George that joined that round as well. And that was just a round for us to open our first initial 7 facilities. So all that capital went to go, secure leases, build out those locations, hire staff for those locations, get those first 7 open. So all of our first 7 corporate stores came from that friends and family round. When we made the decision that we were ready and wanting to move forward with franchising, that's when we decided we need to do a Series A. We need to do a Series A round. We need to raise close to 11 million on the Series A.
So let's pause there and then we'll pick up at Series A. So friends and family, when you did that, and it was for those 7 locations or a handful of locations, was it equity in those? Was it interest, or a combination of both?
Yeah, equity in those specific locations. And so the amount equated to about 1.9 million.
So 1.9 million equity in those locations. Did it have any promise of having some type of equity or possibility of equity in the franchise organization?
Yeah, so this is I mean, Eric, the amount of different entities we had to combine when we raised our Series A was a pain in the ass because people had ownership in the locations that they help us open. Plus, me and Austin had ownership in the first 2. Then we went through a merger with a gentleman named Steve and John, that we're in this massive 15-court facility, and this is where our HQ is. And so we went through just a merger of all the brands, and everyone got equity based off of their ownership in basically each location, right? And so everyone issued shares in the new company, which is Picklr Inc. So Picklr Inc. now is a holding company for not just the Picklr franchise business, but we also own and operate a company, homegrown, Stack Athletics, the best pickleball clothing brand in the world.
How do people, is that on your Picklr website, or is that a separate website?
No, stackathletix.com operates as its own entity. We have we have a president, we have a design team. I mean, man, Stack, we don't talk enough about Stack here, but Stack has its own opportunity, and we're very excited about to have a homegrown clothing company. Just like Viore Lulu used yoga as an entry point, we're using pickleball, and we like to give it. Stack is like skateboarding in the 90s. We're a little rebellious. We love the noise ordinance. I mean,
I'll have to check out that website. I didn't know this, so I'm learning stuff. I have to go buy some stuff. Yeah, I'm a sucker for buying.
We'll send you stuff. Don't buy anything. Don't buy anything. We'll connect after this.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, so we used to own the picklershop.com. We just went through a merger with Pickleball Central, and then we own part of a supplement company. So that is essentially what.
Picklr, you forgot about the
California Black Bears. Let's go Bears. So we're Major League Pickleball team owners as well. So
dude, I tried to do that. I have friends that are business partners with Drew Brees and other people. I'm like, how can I be a part of that? Nobody ever called me back.
Talk to us. The Bears could use some good owners.
Yeah.
All right.
We're probably the team that has the least amount of owners still. So. Yeah. Let's connect on that. But that's essentially what happened, which now then allowed us to go raise a Series A. Once we cleaned up what the Picklr Inc. is now, it took a lot of, luckily we were introduced to Josh Shelby, who It was our interim CFO at the time, and helped us raise the capital. This is his specialty, and we were prepared to raise money because just so you're aware, we've sold over 350 locations so far. We have 11 locations open and operating, and we just talked this morning. We have
25 that will open in addition to the 11 by the end of the year.
So our goal is to have 40 open and operating. There's 6 potential that could open this year. So in order to do that, and this better than anyone, you have to be sprinting the whole freaking time.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing.
Thanks for listening to the Franchise Secrets podcast. Links to everything can be found over at franchisesecrets.com. And if you want my help with anything from starting your own franchise to growing your current franchise business, please visit scalablefranchise.com.